Today on Let's Talk About Games.
Recently, we went on a little game hunting adventure down in a little city called Houston, Texas.
Why didn't they put up any more signs? That was not very nice of them.
This is the JVC XI. It's one of the rarest models of Sega Genesis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About Games. My name is James.
And I'm Kenzie.
And so recently we went on a little game hunting adventure down in a little city called Houston, Texas. So are you looking for anything in particular today? Like more Animal Crossing plushes, more?
Animal Crossing and maybe some Harvest Moon if they have any for cheap. Probably not.
So it started out pretty normally. We were originally going to go check out some yard sales and whatnot. We are taking a detour right now because we have found a yard sale.
There's some money.
It's 1 p.m. Most of these things don't close till like 2. No, fuck you, GPS.
Where the fuck is this
Yard sale. Did they lie to me?
Why didn't they put up any more signs? That was not very nice of them.
I'm convinced that there is no yard sale.
We got lost in the neighborhood for about 5 minutes when we drove around, and then we said, screw it.
That yard sale was a bust because we literally could not find it. I would give that yard sale 11 out of 10. We found some disappointment there, which is my favorite thing to find at yard sales, don't you know? We did, however, go to a thrift store afterwards. Yeah, should we show up what we got at the thrift store?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got some crappy plug-and-play consoles. I have a Disney one, which looks ever so slightly like a dildo. And I have an Intellivision one, which has a joystick on it, which means...
It's not that fancy.
And then I got a copy of Oddworld, Munch's Odyssey. That's some good shit. We went to Half Price Books, and Half Price Books sucked. Well, I think that could be best described as...
Shit.
A bust. To Game Over Video Games! Interested me with this place was they had imports.
Lots of imports.
There was this little section of the counter where you could go, and there was nothing but Sega Saturn, Dreamcast imports, Mega Drive, Famicom. Mega Drive games from Japan. I mean, you'd assume being that it's not American, but that's besides the point. And then, oh goodness, you even have WonderSwan games.
Just a couple, yeah.
Yeah, you have the Final Fantasy 2 down there.
Yeah.
Actually,
you wanna check it out?
I think I'm going to get that.
All right.
Man, there's so much cool stuff.
Yeah, check this one out. This one's crazy.
What's that?
It's I believe a Game Boy, maybe a Game Boy Color game, but yeah, check it out.
This is called... I can't read that.
Sure, but it's cool packaging. Definitely.
I'm gonna read it.
Huh?
I'm gonna read it.
What does it say?
Oh, that's Japanese.
Yeah. You took Chinese.
I know, but I know kanji.
I've never seen this much Saturn stuff in the US.
Right. We got more Japanese than American Saturn.
Yeah. Well, the Japanese had, the American Saturn only has like 170 games. Japan had over 1,000.
Yep, sounds about right.
Roommate and Summer Vacation. A beautiful story. No. Oh my gosh. Oh, what game is this? I've been looking for a specific game to show off on the channel called the Yakuken Special. That's where I bring up the first thing I ended up getting. And that was a game called the Yakuken Special. It's essentially strip, rock, paper, scissors, so hey, how could I possibly go wrong? I think I'm gonna have to get that.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh wait, maybe this one's it? No, that is gambling. We don't condone gambling on our show. So this is an interesting game right here. This is Dragon Power. This was originally a Dragon Ball game based off the hit show and manga in Japan, but obviously it didn't come out in the US till many years later, like probably a decade afterwards, so they renamed it. So I'm a big fan of RPGs, particularly the old Final Fantasies, Ultima. They had a boxed copy of the original Dragon Quest for the Famicom. Can I take a look? Are those Famicom games back there?
Oh yeah, you know what? They are.
And, oh, they're Dragon Quest. The original Dragon Quest, the Japanese version. Ooh.
Let's be honest, I'd be stupid to have passed that up.
So one of the coolest things they had in the store was a JVC XI. So this is the JVC XI. It's one of the rarest models of Sega Genesis. It's both Sega CD and a regular Mega Drive / Genesis in one system. It all works and everything?
Yeah. We want to hook it up?
Yeah.
Let's hook it up. Let me go grab the cords for it. You gotta click game up there.
Click game.
Yeah.
Gotta do a manual boot. It's a good footage. Stellar Fire for the Sega CD. It's a game with fire, and I'm sure it's very stellar. So Kenzie, what is your experience with the Sega CD?
None.
I don't know what I'm doing, but this is cool. I like this music. I appreciate this cheesy, softcore music. But they had some other weird Japanese stuff in there as well.
I mean, they didn't have any tentacles.
What's that?
I believe it's like a quiz type game for the Famicom. Comes with so it's kind of like a Buzz or like one of those, but back in the Famicom area with little Buzz controllers and everything.
6 players. Check this out. So this is a Japanese NES game, a Famicom game, complete manual and everything. But each player actually gets a controller, 6 people, and you essentially take this quiz, as he was saying. I'm sorry to be saying what you've been saying, but
That's quite all right.
But no, man, this is cool.
Right? I love big box items. Anytime an item's got a big box like this.
So they had this other thing called Cops and Robbers, which was an LCD game. Kind of like the old Game & Watch games. You remember that, don't you? That one of those Game Boy things up there? Like, what's that in that Japanese, the red box?
This is actually just a weird Japanese handheld game called, I think it's called Cops and Robbers.
Cops and Robbers. You raise up these screens and see it a bit better. See like that right there. Oh, like that. And then you can actually play it like that. As he said, the batteries are dead, but this is really cool. This place had quite a sizable collection of TurboGrafx games, and one of the coolest ones that I saw there was one of my personal favorite games for the system, Ys Book 1 and 2. You have Ys, by far the best games on the Turbo.
Yeah, right?
Ys Book 1 and 2.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of the Turbo CD games, but when they do, man, they're all very
good
rare,
ones.
yeah.
You always talk about that game.
I always talk about Ys. Ys is a wonderful series. It's like kind of an arcade style RPG, if that makes sense. It's a role-playing game where you like level up and whatnot, but you literally run head first into your enemies to attack them.
It sounds kind of like MapleStory. Isn't that basically what you do? It's just kind of like a point and click?
No, it's not point and click. You literally control your character and you ram into.
MapleStory.
I've never played MapleStory.
Oh, you haven't played MapleStory?
No.
But I thought you've played all the games that I've played times like 5.
The only Harvest Moon I've still played is the one in the Game Boy.
That's true.
On the TurboGrafx, I actually did pick up a game, and that was called Dungeon Explorer, which I've never played it, and I'd never heard of it, but apparently it's a flat-out Zelda clone.
Oh, it looks like a really cool gauntlet clone, actually.
I love Gauntlets.
Right?
So is it, you play with the Turbo Tap then?
It looks like it, yeah.
Potentially have extra controllers?
I don't have any extra controllers for the TurboGrafx, no. Those are pretty hard to come by these days.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looks kind of Zelda clone-y too.
Yeah.
Like a combo.
They had quite a sizable selection of handheld games. I know that's your territory, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
But they had everything. They had Neo Geo Pocket games, N-Gage games. Yes, even games for the N-Gage, that horrible old system. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
The cell phone, the taco?
I didn't think it was real.
Yeah, but it's real. It exists, and I kind of want one. I did get a more modern game, and I'll admit it, it's not something I'm proud of. Boobies Extreme 2.
Woo! My favorite game so far.
Yes, so Boobies Extreme 2 is a game where you play with girls with boobs and you go on a beach and they have boobs and boobies.
This is my favorite character, Ayane. You can zoom in settings, your editing or whatever. Yeah. An interesting thing we found out is that this game is actually, in Japan, didn't they originally have characters under the age of 18?
Yeah, no, so what's weird about this game is so some of the characters, it gives the age, and it's like age unknown. That's because in the Japanese version are like 15, 16 years old, so.
Which obviously wouldn't fly over in America.
Bunch
So they
of
just made them unknown ages.
pedophiles.
I got a Dry Bones stuffed animal. I looked at all the Animal Crossing ones and I couldn't decide on one, so instead
I thought you were going to get that Rossetti.
I was going to get the Rossetti, but the other ones were also so cute, so I didn't just want to pick one.
Didn't your dog end up getting a hold of the Dry Bones?
No, my dad just said she did.
But you got a Dry Bones.
Mm-hmm. It was very cute.
Kenzie, is Iggy going to be wrecking balls?
So, final thoughts on the store? Game Over Video Games off 1960 in Houston, Texas.
What I liked is you could go all the way down to like the Atari age games, and there is, you know, a whole bookcase worth of Atari games. Probably my favorite store I've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah.
Like gaming store in general?
Favorite gaming store, definitely.
I was like, really? I thought you liked Target a lot.
Target. Once Game Over sells pretzels, it will be my favorite store ever.
I personally really liked it. Keep in mind, I haven't been to tons and tons of gaming stores, but this place was awesome. Everyone there was really nice. I'm sorry for getting, the guy who's home to say his name. He was an awesome guy. So kudos to him. Wonderful guy. Awesome selection. Fun store. I'd highly recommend it if you're in or around the Houston area.
Yep.
So until next time, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, we're trying out a new style of Inslate with these wonderful credits over here. Ooh.
Aren't they beautiful?
Oh man, they're beautiful. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Leave feedback. Show your friends, show your dogs. Emily's gonna kill me for this, but I've only played 4 of the Final Fantasy games.
You can get sunburns in this game. So be sure to wear sunscreen if you don't want to get too tanned. For people who wish to get a tan, we recommend using suntan lotion. I think I got a close-up of your butt.
Doesn't matter if it's sad shape, it's all there.
Yeah.
The thing about books is they're to be read, and that goes for magazines. So, in this condition, I wouldn't have any qualms reading it.
Right. There you go.
Look at this. Super Mario Brothers 2. You know, when you see these in this condition like this means that back in the day, someone was probably actually using this, going through these games, using it to help them out. But the coolest thing about these, though, is the art.
What type of taco am I having?